This project marks a significant shift, as it is the first time the Tanzanian government will own and operate its own oil receiving and storage tanks, rather than relying on facilities owned by private oil companies. Speaking to hundreds of citizens, leaders, and ambassadors representing various countries who attended the event, President Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan has directed the improvement of oil cargo tracking systems to enhance transparency and protect government revenue.
TPA kwa kushirikiana na mamlaka mapato Tanzania.
The Tanzania Ports Authority, in collaboration with the Tanzania Revenue Authority and other institutions, have strengthened the verification and monitoring systems for fuel measurements and consignments from the point of offloading to the stages of distribution. This is aimed at increasing transparency and protecting national revenue. As I always emphasize, it is important that our systems communicate with each other to prevent any loopholes that could lead to loss of national income. Our contractors and consultants must ensure that this strategic project, which has used a significant amount of Tanzanian taxpayers' money, is built to the required standards.
She then elaborates productive strides that have been made at the port.
Kuingia kwa sekta binafsi kwenye bandari zetu kumetusaidia mamlaka ya bandari.
The involvement of the private sector in our ports has helped the Port Authority to reduce operational costs. The savings we have achieved from these reductions are now being invested in other development projects, including this fuel receiving tank project.
Earlier welcoming President Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, the Minister for Transport, Professor Makame Mbarawa, says that the completion of the project will significantly boost port unloading capacity, while the Speaker of Parliament, Musa Azan Zungu, says the storage tanks will help cope with the rise in oil prices in the world market.
Once completed, this project will increase the capacity of the Port of Dar es Salaam to handle the fuel cargo and further strengthen our country's role as a regional transit hub for the neighboring nations. Considering the various challenges currently occurring around the world, the impact on fuel supply is evident. However, we have decided to ensure that such disruptions do not affect us.
The Director General of the Tanzania Ports Authority, TPA, explains the value and benefits of the project, while the Regional Commissioner of Dar es Salaam, Albert Chalamila, explains how common Tanzanians will benefit.
When completed, this project will consist of a total of 15 tanks with the capacity to receive and distribute fuel, holding about 374,000 cubic meters, equivalent to approximately 378 million liters.
Now you can imagine kwamba taifa liwe halina kabisa maghala.
You can imagine the risk if a country has no strategic assets owned by a government. If anything were to happen, the nation could be paralyzed simply because it has no fuel reserves at all.
The construction of 15 oil storage tanks is a major project by the Tanzania Ports Authority, TPA, aimed at boosting the economies, improving fuel security, and strengthening Tanzania's position as a regional trade hub for landlocked neighbors like Uganda, Rwanda, and Zambia.